This is a production of Florida State University.
Coming up on a special edition of FSU Headlines, a look back at some of the most memorable moments of 2019 at Florida State University, including a meteoric rise in the national rankings and the trip of a lifetime. All this and much more. FSU Headlines starts now.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of FSU Headlines as we look back at a tremendous year here at Florida State University. I'm your host, Dennis Schnitker. The year 2019 was a monumental year at Florida State in many areas, but none bigger than the news that FSU is now the number 18 public university in the country. Here's our story from September.
I want to welcome everybody to our campus and what I consider probably one of the proudest days in the history of Florida State University. Certainly it's a proud day for me as president.
It's a great time to be part of Florida State University. FSU is celebrating a national recognition as a leader in student success, and the university joins a lead company in the process.
It's an amazing accomplishment for this university that all the credit goes to so many people, our faculty, our staff, certainly our great students that have come in over the last 5 years.
For the fifth consecutive year, Florida State University is making a big leap in the national rankings. FSU has moved up 8 spots in just 1 year to the number 18 public university in the nation. U.S. News & World Report moving FSU up 25 spots over the last 5 years. That's the fastest rise in the country, and it's a credit to FSU's dedication to student success.
But to reach number 18 is a real achievement, and it's due to the work of so many people all across campus, all our faculty, our staff, our enrollment management team who's been working together for 20 years to make sure that all our students get all the services that they need without barriers between those different offices. And our great students that we have coming in now. They really are terrific. We're so pleased to be recognized among our national peers for the great institution that we really are here at Florida State.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis recently spoke very highly of the efforts of Florida State to help its students succeed.
Go from 26 to 18, that is a remarkable ascent, and I think that from John and his team and the administration to the faculty and the alumni, the board of trustees, everyone that's been involved with that, just as governor, I want to salute you for your efforts, but I just want everyone to know how proud I am of the work that everybody here has been doing over these last many years. Thank you.
FSU has made an intentional focus on graduating students in 4 years, retaining freshmen after their first year, and making experiential learning a priority. And those efforts are reflected in this ranking. It's also a return on investment for the state legislature. As a preeminent university, FSU was able to use new funding opportunities to hire 125 new faculty, which improved class sizes and research opportunities.
Significant in the sense that it tells people that this is really a university that stands out among all the public universities in America. And for that reason, it'll help us in the future continuing to attract good faculty, outstanding students, and certainly for me, a return on investment from the fact that the legislature has supported us over the last 5 years in an incredible way.
And that's having a tremendous impact on student success at FSU. And of course, that's the key for all of this.
I'm spending my senior year really getting to see what the student success looks like at the bottom level, and really getting to see what student success looks like from faculty members and staff here investing in me every single day and encouraging me to go to graduate school and encouraging me to study hard and do well in school and achieve all of those dreams I have for after my time here.
I couldn't be prouder. Couldn't be prouder for our students that are here now, but I also am proud for the ones who've been here. And I know that this university will continue to achieve great success in the future.
For FSU Headlines, I'm Mark Vaughn.
In March of 2019, Florida State University joined with the family of late FSU student Mara Binkley to announce a new research effort examining the intersecting issues of hate, violence, mental health, and gun safety.
Good morning. We're here to officially and publicly launch Mara's Voice. Our goal is to foster positive cultural change, so that we can effectively address the entirely unacceptable epidemic levels of violence in our society.
Brought everybody together, brought policy leaders together, brought policy researchers together, and it gave the institution of Florida State University the opportunity to say, we care about this kind of thing for our students and others in our state, and we're going to do everything we can to find some answers. As a major research university, FSU can do its part by examining the root causes of violence, especially violence against women, so that we can better find solutions and create a safer environment for everyone.
This is where we acknowledge the line between normal and unacceptable, and where we listen for the inevitable presence of Mara's voice, to summon the courage to turn her and our imagination of an accepting and nonviolent world into reality.
So I'm proud to be a part of it. We're proud to be a part of it. And I know that Dean Clark and his team are going to do a great job and determine what some of the issues are that the legislature perhaps could adopt. And hopefully we'll have some good policy as a result of all of it that would honor Mara and honor Mara's voice. Mara represented the very, very best of Florida State University, as you've heard. She was an excellent student, and most importantly, she was determined to make the world a better place.
FSU professor Dr. Nancy Van Vessem was also tragically killed in the shooting. Both Nancy and Mara are missed, but remembered fondly here at FSU. Florida State University embarked on another ambitious project in the early part of 2019, turning its attention to an imperiled industry close to home.
Apalachicola Bay and this area in general has long been focused on the water. The Apalachicola Bay System Initiative is focused on Apalachicola Bay, but also involves the areas around it because the bay does not operate in isolation as part of a wider ecosystem. This fishery has been operating for over 100 years. There are generations of fishermen that are invested. And so this isn't just a fishery, it's a way of life. When an ecosystem crashes, it's usually not one thing that makes that happen, and it's usually not immediate. Biology is resilient. And so when you get to a crisis state, like we have with the Apalachicola Bay fishery, it's a complex series of events that create that.
We get asked a lot about, is the fishery going to recover? Are you going to have work that will be valuable for aquaculture? The reality is we don't know how far we're going to be able to go with this until we really have a full understanding of the problems and how they interact with each other.
There are three primary components: the initial assessment of where we are, where we used to be, what's changed. Then the next phase will be a series of scientific questions to try and address some of the information gap. And then the final phase will be the development of a series of models and a management and a restoration plan so that we can try and bring the bay back to its former productivity.
The first thing we know is that if you don't have a healthy ecosystem, you will never have an oyster fishery of any kind, aquaculture or wild. So we need to focus on what are the things that affect the quality of that ecosystem, and that's what we need to fix first.
The oysters are a keystone species. What that means is that when the oysters go away, the ecology of the system changes. So what we're trying to do is to restore the ecology and the ecosystem services that provides. We have scientists' capacity and facilities that some of the other state and federal agencies may not have. And so I think we're well placed not to take over and supplant what is already being done, but to complement it and fill some of the information gaps. And so the solution isn't going to be simple, and it's going to take a long time. And nature has to bring it back, hopefully with our help. So we're not going to be able to magically fix this problem within the scope of the project. But what we can do is maybe set it along the right path and allow the ecology to recover. And so we're in it for the long haul. It's not a quick fix.
The project is funded by an $8 million grant from Triumph Gulf Coast. 2019 marked a major first for Florida State. The Moran School of Entrepreneurship became Florida State's newest college and the nation's first standalone college of entrepreneurship.
Florida State University's newest school, the Moran School of Entrepreneurship, is now its newest college.
It's a big step for us. We started our program in 2017, so to be able to be a college in the fall of 19 is very, very exciting. My faculty and staff have been wonderful and worked hard, and really we wanted to do this to make sure that President Thrasher was here. He and the provost have given us such support, and Jan Moran and the Moran Foundation. Of course, we wouldn't be around without them.
It's a big accomplishment for Florida State, as it's the only college of its kind in the country.
We want to be the best that we could be, as most entrepreneurs do. And when we found out that we were only the second university in the country outside a college of business, the first at a public institution, university, to be a school of entrepreneurship. That was exciting. That was important. You know, you have a lot of eyes on you. And then when we found out there wasn't another college of entrepreneurship in the world, it was a goal.
The college was founded as a school with a $100 million gift from Jan Moran and the Moran Foundation in December of 2015. And it's been a period of rapid growth for the school, now turned college.
Being a new college, being the only one maybe in the world, that's, you know, there's some pressure there. You know, you're under a microscope. But I think we have stood up to that test, and we're going to continue to work hard.
The school opened its doors in fall 2017 with a class of 80 students and watched its first graduates collect their degrees in spring 2019. There are now about 760 students, 25 faculty and 11 staff members in the college, and it offers 3 undergraduate majors.
Still to come on a special edition of FSU Headlines, the world-renowned marching chiefs travel to France to perform on the 75th anniversary of D-Day. The trip of a lifetime, when our look back at the year 2019 continues in a moment.
At Florida State University, we're proving that students from all walks of life can achieve at the highest levels. We're proving that intellect, creativity, service, and daring matter. We're proving the next generation can do more than dream of a better world. They can make it happen. We are Florida State University.
When you buy a Florida State University license plate,
you're not just showing your school spirit.
You're supporting students like us.
In the lab,
in the classroom,
and in the library.
Putting this tag on your vehicle helps Florida State students achieve their dreams. So show your pride. Purchase an FSU license plate today.
Welcome back to a special edition of FSU Headlines. I'm Dennis Schnitker. The world-renowned Florida State University marching chiefs traveled to Europe in the summer of 2019 to represent the United States in the 75th anniversary commemoration of World War II's D-Day invasion of France. June 6, 1944 was the beginning of the end of World War II in Europe, and 75 years later, Florida State was the only collegiate marching band representing the United States in France's official D-Day Memorial Parade. The marching chiefs were proud to pay tribute to the brave members of the greatest generation who helped win World War II by sacrificing so very much.
It's going to be special. First time groups are actually going to be marching on the beach. We reached out to them, they reached out to us. We all kind of found each other, and we're really excited that it could just all happen at just the perfect time.
just an unbelievable opportunity that I can't believe I get to be a part of, and I can't believe the Chiefs as a whole gets to represent just not only the university but the state, the United States. Like, that's just such a great opportunity.
I think what it means a lot to me and my family is that my grandpa served in World War II, and he's one of the last living vets. And so my mom told me, she's like, you have to wear his pin, you know, and you get to represent him. And my mom started bawling, and, you know, it means something to my family, to the university, to the state of Florida, and to the country. And so it's just, you know, again, it's serving others, and it just means a lot to be allowed to do that.
Not anybody can march in the Marching Chiefs. So there is a standard that's set from our, you know, previous generations of Marching Chiefs. You know, we have a proud alumni base that you know, that helped pave the way to where we are now. And that's something that, you know, we are continually striving to not just uphold, but build upon.
The week-long trip to Paris and the beaches of Normandy marks the third time that the band has performed overseas. Seminole Football named a new head coach in 2019, welcoming Mike Norvell to the program. Coach Norvell shared his vision of the future for Florida State football at his introductory press conference in December.
And we're going to do things the Noel way. And that is competing to be excellent in every aspect of what we do. And I've got a saying that I like to use, because how you do anything in this world is going to be how you do everything. So we're going to approach everything with a championship mindset, a championship approach, a championship with championship values of doing things the right way. Because this program is going back to the top. We're going to take it one day at a time, step by step, but because of the foundations that has been laid, it gives us a great opportunity. So I thank all of the former players. Thank you.
In more somber news, Florida State University mourned the loss of President Emeritus Sandy Dalembert in 2019. The brilliant legal mind and human rights champion passed away at age 85. He left a lasting legacy not only here on campus, but around the world.
I want to welcome each of you to Florida State for this celebration of life of a truly magnificent person. Talbot Sandy Dalembert, who we all knew as Sandy. He was a person of great integrity with an unabiding sense of justice and a voice for those who had no voice. And he made the world a better place for all of us. To me, he was a friend, a mentor, and an inspiration. I loved him dearly. I will miss Sandy. But oh, what a joy it was to have him in our lives. Thank you.
Today, remember Sandy's willingness to speak out for what is just and right, and the way he brought compassion, wit, unfailing loyalty, and conviction to the issues and people he advocated for nationally and internationally. These principles and so many more are what defines Sandy. He made us better. He was my hero, and how blessed we all are to have called him a friend.
I think about the common bond that a self-described common lawyer forged among all of us. We should remember that we were privileged to live among greatness. Let us honor that gift by doing what Sandy Dalembert did every day, trying to make a positive difference.
So it is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated to my dad's unfinished work. Dad, you know what we love about you? Everything.
If we each dared to dream one dream and do something about it, if we kept our eyes on the dream and not on the obstacles, and if we pursued it with wholehearted joy, then the essence of this splendid man might live on and on. Good night, sweet Sandy Dalembert. Sleep in peace, and may all your dreams come true.
Coming up next on FSU Headlines, Florida State University's Mag Lab sets another world record.
The key point is the superconducting magnet still remains superconducting even under the highest strength conditions.
We'll take a look at this super magnet when this special edition of FSU Headlines continues in a moment. Welcome back to this special edition of FSU Headlines. I'm Dennis Schnitker. 2019 was a year of firsts here at Florida State University. After 28 years of helping keep campus safe, longtime FSU police officer and Deputy Chief Terry Brown was promoted to a history-making post. Leon County Judge Nina Ashanafi Richardson swears in Terry Brown as Florida State University's new Chief of Police.
I do solemnly swear. I do solemnly swear.
As I mentioned, Brown is a veteran law enforcement officer. She served as FSU Deputy Chief of Police since 2018 and succeeds David Perry, who recently accepted a similar position in North Carolina. Brown has twice been named FSU Police Officer of the Year. She was honored with the Florida Police Chiefs Association's President's Award earlier this year and was the association's first Outstanding Command Officer of the Year in 2016. Brown also graduated from the FBI National Academy in 2014.
I think it's a great accomplishment for her, but it also reflects well on Florida State University also. And she's earned it. That's the main thing. She's been here 28 years. She's an accomplished police person and from her experience, and I know we're in good hands. And I know our students, our faculty, and our staff will appreciate her leadership.
It felt wonderful. You know, I hope I am a role model for other women. You know, if you'd asked me 28 years ago if I would be standing here as chief, I don't think I would have, it didn't even cross my mind. But now standing here as chief, it is a wonderful experience. And again, I hope I can serve as a role model for other women.
The FSU headquartered National High Magnetic Field Lab, or Mag Lab as we like to call it around here, shattered yet another world record in 2019. This time with a magnet roughly the size of my hand.
The idea that we can create 14 Tesla with a winding which is less than a centimeter thick is really amazing. So the Mag Lab is the world's best magnet lab, and what that means is it's got to have the best magnets possible. What we've done with this test coil is to show the way forward. And the way forward is to use much better superconductor, and so we were able to get very early examples of these and test it inside one of the lab's resistive user magnets. That magnet generated 31 Tesla, our magnet generated 14.5 Tesla, but the key point is the superconducting magnet still remains superconducting even under the highest strength conditions. And so this shows the route forward into the 40, the 50 Tesla and above. And so this follows on beyond the 32 Tesla superconducting user magnet, which is now being readied for use. And it just shows there's lots of legs in this technology. And the important thing is it was done here at the Magnet Lab.
The Master Craftsman Studio celebrated 20 years of artistry, creativity, and history here at Florida State University in the year 2019. Take a look.
Master Craftsman Studio is an in-house design and fabrication studio that was started here at Florida State University for the purposes of servicing Florida State University. It's a sculpture studio. It's an art studio. It is, to our knowledge, the only art studio like this in the nation. It's mind-boggling over 20 years how many things Master Craftsman has done that has truly contributed to the beauty of our campus. All the bronzes of our presidents have been commissioned through Master Craftsman Studio. We have other pieces on campus that honor Scott Spiker over at the tennis complex. We have a piece over at the Epps building that honors all the fallen officers who went through that program, that fine criminology program. We did a piece that honors them. We have architectural accoutrements on campus, and of course the windows in Dodd Hall. When you come to a university like Florida State to study, I mean, there's a sense of being here that should be awe-inspiring. Now, there's thousands of options to go and get your higher education. And our goal here is not only to beautify our environment, but to really create a place that feels and looks like a place of higher education and higher purpose.
President Emeritus Sandy Dalembert, he wanted to preserve the university's rich heritage and encourage campus beautification, and he believed that no one could tell our story better than the artists that are working here at Florida State University. So he established the Master Craftsman Studio 20 years ago, and just look at the impact that it's had on this prolific studio and it's had on our campus.
I'm just a steward right now. The work that was done before me is incredible. It's astonishing, it's inspiring. And so the concept that I have the opportunity to work with these talented folks in Master Craftsman is, I mean, it's humbling to me. And so it's very exciting to be part of this.
Well, that's going to do it for this special edition of FSU Headlines and our look back at the year 2019. But you can keep up with Florida State University news anytime online at news.fsu.edu. It's the official news website of Florida State University. For everyone here at Florida State, I'm Dennis Schnitker. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.